Carl Jung. If you don't know these 44 truths, people will keep hurting you. Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the same toxic relationships? Why certain people seem to push your buttons effortlessly, while others drain your energy without you even realizing it? What if I told you that over 80 years ago, a Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung discovered 44 fundamental truths about human psychology that, if understood, could protect you from emotional manipulation, toxic relationships, and self-destructive patterns? Today, we're diving deep into Jung's most profound insights. Truths so powerful that they've influenced modern psychology, therapy, and personal development for nearly a century. By the end of this video, you'll understand why people hurt you, how to spot red flags before they damage you, and most importantly, how to break free from cycles that keep you stuck. If you're ready to transform your relationships and protect your emotional well-being, hit that subscribe button and let's begin this journey together. Carl Gustav Jung wasn't just any psychologist. He was Freud's protege who eventually surpassed his mentor by developing revolutionary theories about the human psyche. Jung discovered that our minds operate on levels we're barely conscious of, and these hidden patterns determine almost everything about our relationships. What makes Jung's work so relevant today is that he identified universal patterns of human behavior, patterns that toxic people exploit, patterns that keep us trapped in cycles of pain, and patterns that, once understood, can set us free. We'll explore these 44 truths in 4 key categories. The shadow self, why we're drawn to people who hurt us. Projection and mirrors, how our inner world creates our outer reality. The persona versus authentic self, why fake people fool us. Individuation and boundaries, how to protect yourself while growing. Let's start with the most uncomfortable truth of all. Section 1, the shadow self. Truth 1, everyone has a shadow self. Jung discovered that we all have a shadow, the parts of ourselves we've rejected, denied, or hidden. Here's what's shocking. We're unconsciously attracted to people who embody our shadow traits. This is why you might find yourself drawn to someone who's everything you claim to hate. Truth 2, what irritates you most in others is often what you can't accept in yourself. Think about the last person who really got under your skin. What specific behavior bothered you? Jung would say that trait exists within you too, but you've pushed it into your shadow. The person triggering you is simply reflecting what you refuse to see. Truth 3, shadow projection creates toxic attractions. When you haven't integrated your shadow, you unconsciously seek people who will act it out for you. This is why nice people often end up with partners who express anger for them, or why overly responsible people attract irresponsible partners. Story break. Let me tell you about Sarah, a client who kept dating bad boys despite wanting a stable relationship. Through Jung's shadow work, she discovered she was attracted to their freedom and spontaneity, qualities she'd suppressed in herself to be the perfect daughter. Once she integrated these traits healthily, she stopped attracting destructive partners. Truth 4, your shadow grows stronger when ignored. The more you deny certain aspects of yourself, the more power they have over you. Jung observed that people who claim to be purely good often have the most destructive shadows. Truth 5, shadow work prevents you from being blindsided. When you know your shadow, you can't be easily manipulated through it. Toxic people instinctively target others. Shadow material, they'll appeal to your suppressed desires or trigger your hidden fears. Truth 6, the shadow contains both positive and negative qualities. Your shadow isn't just bad traits. It also contains suppressed talents, creativity, and authentic power. Many people hide their brilliance because they fear standing out. Truth 7, facing your shadow is the first step to freedom. Jung believed that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. Most people live their entire lives controlled by unconscious patterns. Truth 8, shadow integration prevents projection. When you own your shadow, you stop projecting it onto others. This means you can see people clearly instead of through the filter of your own unresolved issues. Truth 9, Your shadow reveals your power. Often, what we've put in our shadow is actually our greatest strength. The aggressive person might have hidden their gentleness, while the gentle person might have hidden their assertiveness. Truth 10. Shadow work is ongoing. Jung emphasized that shadow integration isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. As you grow, new shadow material emerges. Truth 11. Groups have collective shadows. Families, communities, and cultures have shadow aspects too. Understanding this helps you recognize when you're being influenced by collective dysfunction. Section 2. Projection and mirrors. Truth 12. Your external world mirrors your internal world. Jung discovered that we don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. Your relationships, conflicts, and attractions are all reflections of your inner psychological state. Truth 13. What you seek in others, you lack in yourself. If you're constantly seeking validation, you lack self-acceptance. If you're drawn to confident people, you've disconnected from your own confidence. This awareness helps you reclaim your power. Truth 14. Projection is unconscious. You don't deliberately project. It happens automatically. You literally cannot see someone clearly when you're projecting onto them. This is why first impressions are often wrong. Truth 15. Positive projections are as dangerous as negative ones. Idealizing someone is still projection. When you put someone on a pedestal, you're projecting your own unrealized potential onto them, making yourself feel small and them feel pressured. Truth 16. Projection creates codependency. When you project your power onto others, you become dependent on them for what you could provide yourself. This creates unhealthy relationship dynamics. Truth 17. Taking back projections reclaims your power. Every time you recognize a projection and take it back, you reclaim a part of yourself. This is how you become whole and less dependent on others. Truth 18. Emotional reactions reveal projections. Jung taught that strong emotional reactions, both positive and negative, often indicate projection. If someone has an unusually strong effect on you, examine what you might be projecting. Truth 19. Projection prevents genuine intimacy. You can't truly know someone you're projecting onto. Real intimacy requires seeing people as they actually are, not as your projections of them. Truth 20. Projection is a teacher. Every projection is an opportunity to learn about yourself. Jung saw projection as the psyche's way of showing you what needs to be integrated. Truth 21. Healing projection heals relationships. When you stop projecting, your relationships transform. People feel more accepted and are free to be themselves around you. Truth 22. Projection attracts its match. You tend to attract people who will hook your projections. This isn't coincidence, it's the psyche's attempt to heal through relationship. Section 3. Persona versus authentic self. Truth 23. Everyone wears a mask, persona. Jung identified the persona as the mask we wear in social situations. It's necessary for functioning in society, but problems arise when we mistake the mask for our true self. Truth 24. Over-identification with persona creates emptiness. When you become too identified with your social role, you lose touch with your authentic self. This creates a deep sense of emptiness and disconnection. Truth 25. Persona attracts persona. Fake people are attracted to other fake people. If you're always getting shallow relationships, examine how authentic you're being. Truth 26. Authenticity repels toxicity. Toxic people are threatened by authenticity because it exposes their facade. Being real naturally filters out people who aren't good for you. Truth 27. Your persona might be your prison. The qualities you think make you likable might actually be keeping you trapped. The nice person, the strong person, the perfect person. These personas limit your full expression. Truth 28. Persona burnout is real. Constantly maintaining a false self is exhausting. Jung observed that many psychological problems stem from persona fatigue. Truth 29. People fall in love with personas, not people. Many relationships fail because people fell in love with the other person's mask, not their authentic self. When the mask inevitably drops, disappointment follows. Truth 30. Authentic self attracts authentic love. When you're genuinely yourself, You attract people who love the real you. This creates relationships based on truth rather than illusion. Truth 31. Persona flexibility is key. Jung taught that healthy people can adapt their persona to different situations while maintaining their core authenticity. Truth 32. Shadow often contains what persona rejects. Your persona and shadow are often opposites. The professional persona might hide the playful shadow, while the carefree persona might hide the serious shadow. Truth 33. Persona work requires courage. Dropping your mask requires courage because you risk rejection. But this risk is necessary for genuine connection. Section 4. Individuation and boundaries. Truth 34. Individuation is your life's purpose. Jung believed our primary task is individuation, becoming who we truly are, separate from family, culture, and social expectations. This is the path to psychological wholeness. Truth 35. Individuation threatens others. When you start becoming authentic, some people will resist because your growth challenges their own stagnation. This is why growth can be lonely. Truth 36. Boundaries are acts of self-love. Healthy boundaries aren't about keeping others out. They're about honoring your authentic self. Jung saw boundaries as essential for psychological health. Truth 37. Enmeshment prevents individuation. You can't become yourself if you're psychologically merged with others. This is why some people sabotage their own growth to maintain relationships. Truth 38. Individuation requires solitude. Jung emphasized the importance of solitude for psychological development. You need time alone to hear your own voice above the noise of others' expectations. Truth 39. Guilt often signals healthy boundaries. If setting boundaries makes you feel guilty, it often means you're doing something right. Healthy guilt can indicate you're breaking unhealthy patterns. Truth 40. Individuation is a spiritual process. Jung saw individuation as more than psychological development. It's a spiritual journey toward wholeness. This is why it often involves a crisis of meaning. Truth 41. You can't individuate for others. One of the most painful truths is that you can't force others to grow. Everyone must walk their own path to wholeness. Truth 42. Individuation improves all relationships. When you become whole, your relationships improve. You attract healthier people and relate to others from a place of completeness rather than need. Truth 43. Resistance to individuation creates suffering. Jung observed that most psychological suffering comes from resisting our own growth. The psyche will create crises to force individuation. Truth 44. Individuation is never complete. The journey to wholeness is ongoing. Jung taught that individuation is a lifelong process, not a destination. These 44 truths from Carl Jung reveal why people hurt us and how we can protect ourselves. The pain you've experienced isn't random. It's often the result of unconscious patterns that can be changed once they're understood. Remember, your shadow attracts what you deny. Your projections create your reality. Your persona might be your prison. Your individuation is your protection. The most important truth, you have the power to break these cycles. Jung's insights aren't just theories, they're practical tools for transformation. Your next steps. Identify your shadow. What qualities do you most dislike in others? Recognize your projections. What do you consistently seek or avoid in relationships? Examine your persona. Are you being authentic or performing? Commit to individuation. Start the journey of becoming who you truly are. Call to action. If this video helped you understand yourself better, please like and share it with someone who might benefit. Subscribe for more content on psychology, relationships, and personal growth. In the comments below, share which of these 44 truths resonated most with you. Your insights might help someone else on their journey. Remember, understanding these truths is just the beginning. The real work happens when you apply them to your daily life. You deserve relationships that honor your authentic self, and now you have the tools to create them. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Jung's wisdom. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep becoming who you were meant to be.